The settings. In the settings, you can choose either tiles or tabs. For the demo purposes, I'm going to mostly focus in on tiles. If you're on a small screen computer, you may want to choose tabs, and you can choose a number of tabs per window, but I'll keep it on tiles. Now, toolbar color, so when you call up your meat, you can choose what color you would like it to be. So I'm just going to take a look here. I changed the default here to cornflower blue, but you can change it to anything you want. You have all these colors you can choose from, and gradients as well. So have some fun with that. I'm going to go back to my blue. Maybe I'll change my blue here. Let's see. There we go. Mustang blue. All right. Now let's go down to the next section, which is slider background image and broadcast background image. You may notice that here, over here, I have different backgrounds. And how did I get that? What you can do is you can just go to any website that you like, and not all of them will allow you to do it, but you can right-click on a link, and what you want is copy image address. Copy image address. And then you'll go over here and to the settings and just paste it in. And then when you paste it in, you can choose how you want it positioned. You can choose the size. Cover means it'll just it will cover that image space right here. You may only get a portion of it. If you say contain, that means you will get all of the image, but it may have to repeat or not repeat. Just play around with these and you'll you'll figure it out. You could choose a color. The text right here, I chose white for the first one, and the background color really comes into play if you don't have a URL or if you chose contain no repeat. Now, let me just show you that. So here we go. I contain the whole picture here, but I don't repeat it. So I have blank space on the left and right, and then it falls to this default color here. All right. So I'm going to go back to cover. All right, and automatically allow outside participants. Only do this if you are, teaching adults. Number one, I would say. And number two, if you're okay with people outside your organization coming in. In other words, anybody that has that meet URL would be allowed to come in automatically if you checked it on. Now, I check it on for testing purposes, and actually when I teach, I keep it on for different reasons. I teach to university students, and it's not I'm not teaching children, so I've never had a problem with this. But anyway, that's what that is. I recommend keep it off. Now, automatically join meets created by this extension. So if you call up a main room or breakout rooms, and those links are known to the extension, either known to the extension by its nickname or known to the extension by its code or URL, then if you have this checked on, then it will automatically open. Otherwise, it will not. So let me give you an example of that. I will use a transaction code, which is very useful. I'll say meet.google.com/new. All right, so there we go. It's going to call up a brand new Google Meet. This is not known to the extension, so it will not automatically join. All right, that's all it is. That you will not automatically join even if you have that turned on. So let me give you an example of clicking that off. All right, so if I go over here and I say I have this main, all right, and I will go ahead and run it. Even though I define that URL right here, I define it because I turned this off, it will not automatically join. Let me just show you the opposite scenario. So I'll turn it on. I usually keep these two on. Now I will run it again, and because this URL is known to the extension right here, it will automatically enter. Now this will work as well for nicknames. Moving on, this part right here is just it allows you to use a static URL, make a static URL dynamic. All right, so let me explain that for a second. First of all, I need to say this is only relevant for static meet URLs, which are the purple ones. All right, the purple ones. If you're dealing with nicknames or codes, this setting here is irrelevant and it's ignored. It's ignored. All right. So first of all, it's only for the purples, which are the static meet URLs. Now, if you click this, what that means is at runtime, when you call it up, it will look and it will first create a brand new meet URL dynamically on the fly. So you could say, oh, that sounds like a nickname. It's very close to a nickname, but nicknames are better. If you click this on, what that means is I will get a brand new meet URL, but I don't know in advance what it is, and there's no way for me to inform anybody of what that meet URL is until after it's opened. Now, the reason why nicknames are better is because you can go ahead and pre-email people or pre-notify people that I'm going to call up this nickname. I'm going to call up a nickname, and then everybody at the same time or within the same session will call up that nickname, and they'll all go to the same location. So I'm keeping it just for backward compatibility purposes, but in actual fact, if you really like this idea of refreshing links, then I encourage you to look at nicknames, because nicknames will give you all this and more. All right, so that's it for the settings. It's pretty basic stuff. I'm going to add to it later on. I'm going to add some more stuff to it, but that's the current status.